everyone, I'm Jonathan and welcome to my channel, Jonathan's Diamond Painting and Stuff. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're coming back to me, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you here today. So, to celebrate my return to work this week, after being off sick for 6 months, I'm going to do my long-awaited Multiplacer video. So this is everything I've gathered into this little head, basically, that I think would be useful for you, for newbies, learning how to multiplace. You know, what point to start multiplacing, how to go about it, how to prepare yourself to be the best you can be. Now, a bit of a disclaimer, this is not like a how to be absolutely perfect at multiplacing, because I honestly don't think that is necessary. And I can't iterate this enough. This is meant to be a fun hobby. You're meant to enjoy what you're doing and not obsessing over the exact position of every little diamond. So what I'm going to be teaching you today in this session, which probably won't be the quickest video I've ever done, is just techniques and things just to bear in mind, you know, to make it as easy to learn and just to get better and better as you keep going, okay? So, right. I will start going through everything now. As always, this is a complicated video, so I have it all written down, what I want to talk about here. So, I will go through it bit by bit. I'm working on solar system, and I've got some nice blocks of multiplacing on this section in a bit that I've been doing, so I will get to them in a second. But first of all, I would like you to bear in mind I have done another video called my beginners video, which I will link to in the top corner of the screen now. There's lots of things to consider in there as well about multiplacing. Now, one of the first things I will say is choose your company well. Now, obviously, kits from companies like Diamond Art Club and Diamond Art Studio are very high quality, but they are more expensive. I call Diamond Art Club the creme de la creme of diamond painting, because they're that amazing and they're always working to improve their grids and improve the way that you can place diamonds down. But so that is such that, like, if you have an old Diamond Art Club kit, the multiplacing might not be quite as easy as it is on a modern kit, because, like I just said, they've done what we call tightening the grid. So that's making the grid ever that bit smaller, and they've also made their diamonds, I think, a little bit smaller as well. Sorry, their drills. And they just place a lot nicer on the canvas. So you do have to consider that. I mean, when I started, I had a very cheap Chinese kit. I found it very, very difficult to place them accurately, and I was getting really frustrated, and I wasn't even multiplacing really properly at that point, but there was absolutely no way I could, even if I wanted to. So do consider, you know, if it's a really cheap kit, it might not give you the best experience you can get. So for that reason, I'll be demonstrating this on a Diamond Art Club kit, and I'll be using some things from Diamond Art Club which make this easier as well. Okay, so the next thing to discuss is your choice of drill tray. So when I started, I used nothing but Diamond Art Club's standard drill tray, which came with the kits. And while these are very, very serviceable and the lines are very good, it's very tiny. And so it can get a bit frustrating when you're trying to do big blocks of multiplacing with this. So I would recommend aiming a bit higher if you're getting serious about multiplacing. You can do it, the lines are very good, but I tend to use something a bit more premium. That's just my choice. You've got these awful little green things. Where are we? Yeah, there we go. And they're from very, very basic kits, like the sticker kits, some of the coaster kits sometimes, but they're not fit for anything really. They're just tiny, not very much space at all. and there's not really a spout or anything. I wouldn't use these at all. Then you've got these big, large trays that come from Art Dot. Now, while they're great big trays for using it with drills, the lines are not that raised, so I just do not think that these will actually give you the quality experience that some of the larger, more premium trays will give. But it's a nice large area, you know, so if you're just starting to practice, but I just feel like if you want to be the best you can be, sometimes you have to spend a little bit of money. It's not a lot, but just a little bit of money, just, you know, getting something just to make it so that, you know, you're getting your best experience you possibly can. Now, so going towards premium trays, if you live in America, you have a lot more options. There's a lot more 3D printing companies out there than there are here in the UK. For instance, I just did a video demonstrating and reviewing these, which are my Bijou Bliss trays. This is the narrow one in 2 colours. I'll link that in the corner of the screen as well, up there. And I got the yellow larger one as well. Okay, so these are just really nice because they've got the magnetic removable lid. The lines are amazingly clear and raised, but not too raised, you know, and yeah, there's a lot of space there. It's so smooth that the drills just glide along this. You're just getting yourself like just such quality, and then this little stopper pops out and pops back in with the magnet. So it's, yeah, these are not the cheapest, but if you're living in the US, it's probably a lot better because a lot of what I paid was for the shipping. And then in the UK, we have a company called Add More Zest, and they do these lovely, unique looking trays. It's almost like a teardrop sort of shape, which are very nice. And these are brilliant for putting drills in, putting drills out, you know, getting them in and out very quickly, because I just find these decant quite easily. And the lines are amazing on these trays as well. I really like them. A lot of my friends like them as well. They're not for everyone. Sometimes this shape annoys people. This like kind of shape here, drills can get trapped here a little bit, but just a little tap when you're decanting and they are fine. And then I've got the mega one here, which is amazing, obviously, for multiplacing as well. But yeah, but for demonstration purposes, I'll probably use the Bijou Bliss tray today, as it's probably easiest to see. But yeah, I'll see how easy it is to see on the camera. If not, I'll swap to my yellow one, but I do like coloured trays, unfortunately. But we'll see anyway how easy it is. If not, I might swap to the big mega tray, but we'll see. Okay, so yeah, so that's trays. Other thing to consider is having a comfortable pen. Now, as any of you that follow me know, I have been on quite a journey discovering what pens work for me. You will have to go on similar journeys. Now, I'm not saying you have to have a million different pens, and you don't actually have to sort of spend a huge amount of money. For instance, these pens from Diamond Art Club are absolutely gorgeous and come in lots of different colourways. They're always doing different ones, and they don't leave the same ones out for long, so they do kind of become limited editions in a way eventually. And these, yeah, these for me are quite comfortable to hold, much more comfortable than the standard plastic ones that come with the kits. And yeah, I just find these really serviceable and usable. If you have if you don't want to spend a lot of money on a premium pen, they're a really good first one to go for. Now, if money is not an issue to you, and you're in the UK, I recommend a guy called Norse Alchemist because he makes gorgeous pens. The only reason he's a turner, so the only reason I'm not using this pen is because it just doesn't work for me, for my hands. But it works for a lot of people, and he has lots of beautiful pen blanks. But again, you can end up spending a lot of money. Okay, but that is a gorgeous pen, but unfortunately I can't use it. Okay, and the pen I ended up with is one of these beautiful wooden ones, and this is from Jay's hand-turned gifts. in the UK, and it's just so gorgeous to hold. I love how light it is, and it just works for me. And it's just having a pen that feels comfortable and isn't going to strain your hand to while you multiply. That is an important factor as well. Okay, so right, then obviously, like with anything I say, a light board. Now, I've gone through this light board. This is the HSK light board, and I've gone through the Art Dot light board and their pros and cons in my video I linked earlier, my beginners video. So just check that out if you're interested. But just any kind of light board, really, because you want to be able to see what you're doing, and this just makes it so much easier. I would not attempt this without a light board. Okay. And then finally, you need to consider what is going in your pen. So I tried using the standard wax and it just didn't work for me. Now, it might work for you. We're all different, but for me, I just found I was changing the wax was compressing down much more easily, and I was really, really struggling to place drills. For that reason, I think it's just really, really important to me that I just use putty, because I find putty is really easy to use. Now, this is due changing, so I'm going to change this before and show you exactly how I do it. I've shown you kind of in videos before how I change the putty. It's very straightforward. Now, my putty is from Crafting Cat UK, and Cat does ship internationally now. Just take this out. Actually, I don't think that needs changing that bit. Yeah, she does ship internationally now, but there are obviously other putty makers in America as well. I'll use one of my Halloween scents. This is Treats, which is truffles from last Halloween. I've still got a bunch of Christmas ones I need to somehow use up as well. It's probably a bit of a mess, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start demonstrating using my 6 placer. I will go on to my 12, but as you can see, I've got enough here. I'm just going to... This isn't my light board, this is actually a book here. So let me just try and zoom you in. Okay, so you can see the... Where are we? Yeah. So there's the putty. It's a bit of a mess because I've used this one quite a lot. So you just get a long stretch, and then you see where my hand is, and then I'm literally just going to press down on that and just seesaw it a little bit. And then we get to the other side of the putty, and we're just literally, pushing it through so that it's just freeing itself, and that is what I would call loaded. Okay. I'll alter the focus on my camera in a second so it's focused just on what I'm doing so it doesn't get too difficult to see what I'm doing. Okay, where are we? There we go. Let's check my 12 place. I'm just going to change the putty in my 12 while I'm at it. So we've got my 12 and we've got my 6. Now before we get started, I'll just go through another couple of bits. Right, so I'm going to talk a tiny bit about multiplacers. Now I gathered various multiplacers from when I started. I don't have many left though, but the ones if you're going to use plastic multiplacers versus Diamond Art Club's metal ones, I would recommend you use the slim profile ones that come with the Diamond Art Club kits. They are just the best ones, but I prefer the metal ones because the metal ones are just so thin, so easy, and they've got that long lasting effect. Because these plastic ones that you use will wear down eventually. You know, and you can kind of just sand them down a bit each time with a little bit of sandpaper just to get the rough edges off, you know, to prolong them a little bit, but they will eventually go. So, yeah, so, but you usually get a 7 and a 4 with the standard kits. But then there's, I don't even know where this one is from, but this is like a much wider, oh, excuse me, much wider one, as you can see. If I just show you these side by side, you can see the difference in, that's almost feels like half the size almost. Yeah, all these are just so much bigger. Yeah, so I'll go on to the ones I use and I recommend you use. Even if you don't use Diamond Art Club paintings and you just buy these are just amazing. And these are the ones I just showed you me filling. These are my metal Multiplacers, and I've got almost every size. And Diamond Art Club just released another couple of sizes as well. I mean, I don't honestly feel it's necessary for you to have every single size. I mean, I got every single size almost because I worked my way up. But to be honest, I find my 6 Multiplace is probably one of my favourite ones, and I use this one the most. And this one goes actually up to 7 in square and 6 in round, I think. I won't be doing rounds. This is a pure square tutorial because I don't do round paintings at the moment. I'm not sure if I ever will or not. They don't tempt me at all, to be honest. So much so that I would have done Magic Train if it hadn't been in rounds, and because it was in rounds, yeah, I did it. I decided I didn't want to do it, and then they brought out Dragon Brigade, which obviously is very like Magic Train in style, and it was in squares, so that solved that problem for me. But yeah, so this, yeah, so I just highly recommend these places because the reason is, the thing that puts me off with the plastic Multiplaces is I find it often hard to see what's underneath the placer. And I don't find it's as difficult with the plastic ones, but until I got these metal ones, I could not multiplace. So I owe the fact that I can multiplace down to these Multiplacers, because I would not have been able to do it without them. Okay. Right, so, last thing before we actually get to it. So, this is my tray. Okay. So, I'm just going to get some drills out. Just going to find a section that has a decent amount. Right, I'm just going to, before I zoom you in, I'm just going to zoom you in on the drill tray. Okay. I think that's enough actually. Right, so I'm going to do some of these orange pluses. So I tip them all into the tray. And then I just give the tray a nice shaky. You don't have to be perfect. It's alright if there's loads at the bottom, that's fine. And now we just have a very, very close look at all these drills in here and how they are sitting. Now, often the telltale signs are where you can just see, like, a little bit out of alignment. Like, if I just... Sorry, I'm trying to show you as best I can. So you see that one there? If I lift that off, it's actually because that one has a tag on it. Just not sure if it's going to focus on that. No, it's not. Sorry. It's too tiny. But yeah, so any of them that they're just like a little gap between them, it usually means that one of the diamonds, the drills, has something wrong. So just take a little moment. Anything obvious. It doesn't have to be all of them. You know, just try the most obvious ones. If there's obvious tags or if there's like bad drills or whatever, you know, just have a look and just make sure. But yeah, and we just want them, so you can just tip them down and then you can just give them a tap to so they're aligning with one side or the other. I don't really find that's totally necessary because I am going to do something to make those drills line up when they go on my pen. Okay. Now, the other thing I'm going to say before we get going is do not start to multiplace straight away. Don't think you can get your first diamond painting and, oh yeah, I'm going to multiplace straight away. And you may be extraordinarily amazing and suddenly be able to do it straight away because you're so good. But for most of us, it just doesn't happen that way straight away, and you just need to be patient and you need to follow the right processes to get yourself up to that stage. And I could not recommend highly enough is the need for you to learn to checkerboard first. As you may be coming to this video completely new and fresh, I will show you what I mean by checkerboarding quickly. Okay, so I always use tweezers when I checkerboard because I just find that easiest. You can use a single placer though if you prefer, but I just find the accuracy of tweezers for the first round amazing. So I am just picking up a drill and then I am just going to place it anywhere where there's a little plus, my symbol. And the way I'm placing my drills is I'm aligning the bottom left hand corner to the bottom left hand side of the drill field, and that means I'm aligning every single drill exactly the same, and I'm just doing every other drill field in a checkerboard like fashion. Okay, so again I'm just checkerboarding, so every other drill. And this is how I recommend you start with checkerboard, because it's very mindful, very relaxing, and very satisfying because it's easy to get into a groove, and more importantly, you learn about the placement of drills and aligning your drills appropriately. And I just feel this is a much better way to learn than trying to start multiplacing straight away. And then multiplacing will come so much easier once you get used to that placement. So I'm just placing every other drill. Go, and like so. Okay, and there's one left in this little block. And there we go. And then what you can do, using your single placer now, oh sorry I missed one, you can just go and fill all those in, and they will just be so easy to fill in because you've got it aligned on all sides because you've already placed the first lot. And I still do this from time to time if I want a bit of mindful time, you know, because it is very mindful, just doing single placing with checkerboard. It's very, very satisfying. And I did miss one there, didn't I? Just do that and then do that. There we go, all done. Okay, so they're pretty well placed to me. Now you may notice when you place in drills that some of them have little tiny little gaps between them here and there, and they're not completely perfect. Now I'll say it and I'll say it again, it is almost impossible to get your drills 100% perfect, absolutely straight, no gaps and everything. It's a lot easier to get less gapping in the modern Diamond Art Club canvases with less tighter grids, but it's almost impossible to get it all 100% perfect. So I can't urge this enough, please don't obsess about that, because it is not important, because as soon as you turn your light board off, it looks so much better. And the other thing is you need to step back, because sometimes you're looking at your drills like this, really, really close, and you're thinking, oh my god, this looks awful. But you're not supposed to be looking at it that close. This is a pixelated image. It is going to look not that good when you look at it right close up, you know. I would recommend very, very most, to be honest, a metre or two, even, you know, to when you're viewing a painting. But I said, even if you step back a metre, things look a lot better. And I can give you some examples now of some of my placement on my last couple, my Literate Dragon and my Home is Where the Magic Is, just to give you the idea that when viewing these things close up versus further away, it does look good. You know, so, but then you think, oh my god, that looks awful. And yeah, just try and like forgive yourself, I guess, because it does look great. And you're all doing absolutely great, honestly. It is, you know, we just need to learn these principles about keeping in the placing our diamonds in the same way in the drill field, and then everything else will come. Now, I know, look, you're probably all screaming at me now. Get to it, Jonathan. Get to the actual important bit. Okay, I'm going to do it now. So, right, so we are going to do a little bit of multiplacing now. Okay. So, as you can see, I've got this little section here, which I am going to do some multiplacing in. I'm hoping against hope that this is as clear as it can be. Now, I am going to just alter the focus though, so it stays focused on the drill so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Right, so just shake my drill tray out again, just get everything all aligned. And like I said, there's one or two dodgy drills, so I'm just going to get them out. Yeah, the clue is really that your drills will just not quite lie straight on the drill tray. Okay. Now I think I need to move you over a bit because I do want you to see the drill tray with this as well. Right, so the thing I'd suggest that when starting off multiplacing is to start small and aim bigger. So do not go to like a 12 multiplacer straight away thinking, oh, I can do this, because it's not going to work for you. So just start off with a small multiplacer. Now, I started with a 3 actually to begin with, but I think you could equally start with a 6 because that's not very big to me. And you can actually put less drills on a multiplacer as well. You don't have to put the full amount on every time. So, yeah, so I'm going to be picking up sets of 6. So a little section here of 6. But you can't see right now. You will be able to, though, once I zoom in. But I'm just, at the moment, focused on the drill tray. Okay. And I'm just going to pick off 6. So I'm just showing you my exact process. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And all I do is I just hover over those drills. So and then I just lightly press down with my putty. And then just move left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. And then I get all those drills perfectly aligned on my pen. It is very hard for me to get the focus on something that small, but there you go. You can see how they are just perfectly aligned. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom in on the bit where we're doing the placement. Okay, so the principle is the same as I was showing you with single placing. So you just align the bottommost drill, that bottom left hand corner, and then you just lay your first drill down, and then you just gently rocking forward and aligning that topmost drill with the top left hand corner, and there you go, and that's those placed. Okay, and as you can see, there's another 3 here. So I'm just going to grab another 3. So I'm just hovering over 3 drills, pressing down on them and moving left to right, left to right, left to right. Oopsie. Okay. And again, just touching that left-hand corner of the bottom drill to that left-hand corner of the drill field, and then angling towards the top, and there you go. And that is reasonably placed. Okay, so I'm just going to switch to the 12 multiplacer now to show you that. Just going to shape my drills a bit more, and we'll focus back on the drill tray again. So I'm just going to check this group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now this will actually do up to 13, I think, 13 or 14. So I'm just going to see this long group here. So I'm just going to count out 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And again, I'm just hovering now and just gently pressing down, and then moving left to right, left to right, left to right. Occasionally you'll get an extra drill that's just falling off, and I'm just going to change the focus so you can see those drills lined up. There we go, and you can see they're just perfectly lined up on my pen. Okay, and ideally, I mean, sometimes I can see a bit more to the left than to the right of my drill pen, and that's fine as long as they're all lined up and you can just place them all in a straight line. It doesn't particularly matter how they're placed on your pen, but they do need to be in alignment, so you do need to like do that little straightening to get them all straight on one side. And then we're just going here. So just let me zoom in and change the focus again. So as you can see, we've got a long line here. And again, so the principle's exactly the same. We just put down the bottommost drill aligned with the bottom left-hand corner, with the bottom left-hand corner of the drill field, and we just angle down towards the top. Now, if you find you're a bit short of the top left-hand corner, or you're a bit over it, you can move up or down to get it in exactly the right place. And you can see all the indentations for each drill field as you place in, so you know that you're placing this accurately. And then just place it down and lift off, and I think that's pretty good. Okay, so I'll just switch back to my other pen now, and I'm just going to go back to the drill tray and just show you another method of picking up your drills. So another method that some people like to use, so I just need 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is you just touch your first drill and then you angle down your pen towards the last drill. Now, I find that the end result is pretty much the same as the result of my previous method, and I just find it easy to hover and just directly go down rather than do that. But whichever way works for you, and lots of people like using that way. So again, just zoom in. Bottom left-hand corner with the top left-hand corner, and there we go. And then I'll just place a few more so you can get used to how I place. Bottom left to the top left. There we go. You see those are placing nicely. Now, one thing I should tell you about is if you've got a big block of colour and you want like a lot is one colour, you will want to do what I call staggering. Now I can't show you effectively because I don't have sections large enough to show you that in this. I did further up in this painting, but not here. So what I am going to do instead is when I get to my majestic ship in a few weeks' time, I am going to do a multiplacing part 2, and I will show you the big blocks of colour with the staggering and how that works. But what I mean is like where you've got to here, for instance, let me just get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here you've got 5, and you see how where I'm placing them is higher up than where the drills are, because that is just a pattern. Now, if all these drills have been the same going across, I wouldn't just place all the same along with the same multiplacer, exactly the same position horizontally, because you will get lines at the top and bottom of where you placed. So you want to stagger, so you want to do like just like this is showing you, so just going up, 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 and then similarly you can go like go down, 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 and then just fill in the other bits. And by staggering, it makes it less obvious where your gaps are going to be. And there will be gaps, not as many with these modern canvases, but you will get gapping, and you don't want to make it obvious. And if you stagger, it's almost impossible to see where the gapping is. So yeah, I couldn't recommend highly enough, just to stagger. Now with this sort of pattern, when all of them are kind of going up or down or in diagonals, it is not going to be noticeable, so it doesn't really matter how you place on this painting. Now, as I said before, horizontally placing is a very good skill to have. I feel that everyone should do it. Vertical is the best. It's so much easier to place vertically than it is horizontally, but I would advise everyone to learn to be able to horizontally place, because there are some paintings that will have sections of both, or some sections that are just obviously horizontal, and or if you flip your paintings, it might be that you are getting horizontals where you would have had verticals if it being the right way up, but whatever way you're working, it's good to be able to horizontally place, and it's not hard, and the principles are generally the same. So I'm just going to do this, just let me zoom you out a little. So I'm just going to do this little section along here. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm just picking up the drills in exactly the same principle as I did before. And then we just aim to the bottom left-hand corner on the very left-hand side of these placements, and just place that first left-hand drill, and then just angle down towards the last one. Make sure you're just within that line, and we're placing down. Okay, and they're perfectly placed. Okay, I'll show you again with some of these smaller amounts. So there's 5 here, 3, 4, 5. And just placing the bottom left with the top right. And then another 5. And then again the bottom left here with the top right. Okay, and you see they're placing nicely. And sometimes it's just more obvious to do horizontal than it is vertical, it just depends, and I think the more different ways you place in a painting, the harder it is really to tell where your gapping is and how you've placed them, so it's always good to be adaptable and to mix it up a little bit sometimes, But yeah. Okay, and that is just basically the process. So we just pick up and move left to right, and then we just place down on the canvas bottom left hand corner to the bottom left of the drill field, and the top left hand corner just within those white lines there, and that is just perfect placement. Now you don't get this good straight away. It is a learning curve. Like anything, these things take practice, but you will in no time be able to multiplace, and it will not be obvious when you look back at the appropriate distance. When you turn your light board off, you know, it will not, it will look good, you know, and as time goes by, you will just get better and better at it, and you'll be so pleased at how you're progressing. It just takes a bit of a leap of faith to start learning to multiplace, and it is just so easy to just say to yourself, oh, I'm never going to be able to multiplace, I'm never going to be able to do it. And please, please, please bear with it, bear with the process. You know, anyone can multiplace if you use these processes. But yeah, you see, I'm just following the same principle with all my placement, bottom left and to the top left, and again, bottom left to the top left, you know, so and that one's just a little bit off, which is fine, you know, just repositioning it slightly with the tweezers, and that's okay. If you're really unhappy, you can just pull them all up. Okay. Now the last thing I want to show you in the technique section is just how easy I find it multiplacing with ABs, because of how easy Cat's Putty makes it. So I'm just going to put these drills away. Okay, so just going to put some white 141 in my drill tray, just giving them a good shake. ABs don't align themselves quite as easily as normal drills in a tray, but they're pretty good. And I'm just going to do some multiplacing on this section up here, this section of white. I'll just show you briefly picking up some drills, and then I will zoom in and switch the focus. Okay, so again, just got section of 3. I'm just going to take some 3 drills, and again, just hover over them and lightly press down. Move left to right, just to get them in alignment, and they're perfectly aligned. And then I'll just zoom in. Okay, and then just in this section here, I'm just going to put a bit of release paper just to, you know, protect the sticky canvas from my hand. And exactly the same principle, bottom left hand corner of the drill to the top left hand corner. And they're pretty good, well placed. So I'm just going to pick up another 3, and then bottom left to the top left. There we go. And you can see just how easy, and these are so easy to place, to multiplace. I actually find it easier to multiplace ABs than I do to single place them. Because it's single placing I find often pull the putty out my pen if I'm not careful. Oopsie. Okay. And there you have it. So yeah, so just bottom left, top left. Now if you follow that process, your multiplacing will improve, you know, and this is just a really good grounding to learn how to do it to begin with. Okay. Yeah, so I think I've taught you everything I wanted to teach you to do with multiplacing. Please ask me questions in the comments, and I can follow up with another video if I've missed anything. I'm really hoping that you were able to see this placement as well as I wanted you to, you know, with all the with a drill, with the placement, you know, as I'm placing everything, because it's just so hard getting the exact right video angle and everything just to get it right, you know. So I just hope you're able to see that, and just see my process really and how it could hopefully help you. As always, I do have my Facebook group, which is growing, and we have quite a lot of nice interaction on there. You can share your whipping progresses, you can just ask for advice, you can just have a general chit chat, and I announce my announcements on there as well. My tramats are coming back soon, and that's these. Let me zoom you out. Yeah, so my tramats, which are like these drill tray mats that I've been developing, just for the drills to go on top of. I will be starting an Etsy store quite soon, and I'm selling them through my group at the moment. But the best place to get latest updates on the latest designs and everything will be from my Facebook group. But if you're interested, please join my Facebook group for that. I probably overlaid it earlier in the video, but I'll put a link down below as well. Okay. If you like this video, please consider giving it the thumbs up. It just helps more people find my content, and hopefully this video will be quite good for new starters to diamond painting. And if you like my content in general, please consider hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell icon and clicking all to get all the notifications to when I release a new video. As always, bye for now!